No, they really are. Hey, no, I wanted you back there, you fucker. There we go. All right. Good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm TJ. That's Adam. We have the master, the stage, Steve. And this is Amigos After Dark, where things can get weird quickly. We will even allow people to talk about masturbation. So, to start it off tonight, I've got a few announcements to make. Obviously, in 2 nights, we have the special edition, finally here, Smoker Mania. 8 p.m., we will be live. It is the Stain versus the Drain.
For the Tucker,
we have the man who shit his pants versus the Waffle Stomper. The Stain versus the Drain. Steve versus Fat 420 in a smoke it out, smoke it all, smoke-a-thon to see who is the Smoker Mania Tokerweight champion of the world. Will it be the Stain or will it be the Drain?
Well, we've got a lot of responses to take on the winner, haven't we?
Oh, we have. And I believe I have selected next year's contestant to take on the winner.
Oh.
And the winner's going to have to do a lot of training because I think the next challenger may end up being Rhino.
Oh, shit. That'll be a tough one.
But I do love how I'm billing this now. The Stain versus the Drain. And it hit me. I'm like, waffle stomping the Drain. Hey!
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
I mean, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And you know what? Speaking of the Drain.
Speaking of shit.
As well as computer's having problems logging in today. There it is. I figured it out, 420. I've got the billing for Smoker Mania. You ready for this?
Oh, what's that?
Well, you did waffle stomping, right?
No.
Oh, well, damn. There went that plan.
Yeah.
You talked about doing waffle stomping.
That was another show.
Steve
Don't
is
lie. Don't lie. We all know you did it.
Steve's known as Shit Stained Steve, right?
Yeah.
Year 1 of Smoker Mania is the Stain versus the Drain.
I like it.
That was the most sarcastic thumbs up I've ever seen.
It really was. Is the Stain gonna shit himself, or is the Drain gonna puke up the shit back out of the waffle stomp? You be the judge.
Hold on. I need a little bit of THC for this.
Dun, dun, dun. 2 nights away. God, I'm excited. So because of that, and because I was reminded by this, clergy person trained, I'm not going to mention any names or bust them out or anything, complaining about the sacred nature of Sunday. How dare you?
Well,
since it is Easter Sunday.
Yeah, it is Easter Sunday. I think it is kind of unfortunate that it's Easter. It is 420, a holy weed holiday. And
it's the end of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it's my mom's fucking birthday.
Well, damn. It's
your mom's birthday is 420?
Yeah.
And on top of it, you got races on Saturday night too.
Maybe. I'd be lucky. But the race going for rain, I don't know.
Maybe one of you guys will still be transparent enough to watch them.
NASCAR this week, and they take NASCAR as all. Just dirt.
So anyway, Sunday's show is we will not be doing a Sunday show. So Saturday we're going to have our show. Sunday, everybody enjoy your Easter.
Why?
And then we will jump in on Wednesday next week instead of Thursday.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to do a Wednesday night show next week rather than Thursday. And the reason we're going to do Wednesday night is because Thursday I'm going to be busy.
Okay.
Because Thursday is my birthday.
Oh, shit.
And a week from today is my birthday, and my mom and my brother are coming into town because I found out a couple days ago my dad is not going to make it. He unfortunately he's going to need another surgery.
Okay.
And they are now going to be amputating his right leg above the knee.
All right.
He's not going to have much of his leg left.
That sucks.
So I'm like, well, I knew my dad was going to die eventually. I didn't think it was going to be one piece at a time.
Well, they ain't going to cut it. They ain't going to die from getting his leg cut off.
Yeah,
you don't know
unless
that.
they do it wrong.
Well,
trying to save his life by cutting his leg off.
Well, they already did half of his foot.
Oh, jeez.
I wish they cut my fucking leg off, but they won't.
They did
I can't
half of
feel
his,
it.
They did half of his foot back in December.
Okay.
Now here we are, April, and they're going above the knee. That's pretty rapid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad's not going to make the trip down, but my mom and my brother are going to be here. And there's going to be a group of us getting together over at Lighthouse Bar and Grill, and that's after we're taking off in the morning, and I'm going to go ride the Twisted Sisters, and it's going to be a busy day.
I'd say so.
So we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll get another show in somewhere. Like my uncle is coming down here on he's leaving on the 21st. He'll be here sometime on the 22nd. When he arrives, I'm sure within about 4.5 hours, his wife will piss me off, and I'll lock the door on my coach, start the computers up, go, let's do a show so I can bitch about this fucking broad.
So you can vent.
Yeah.
You got one of those too, huh?
Oh, her and her little dog, too. I'm not kidding. She's got this German Shepherd that tries to attack everybody that's not her. Dog walked up to my door as I was leaving for work and started growling. I pulled the hammer back on my pistol. Dog stepped back like, what the fuck? Welcome to Texas, bitch.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
I'll light you up like a Roman candle.
Just
remember to yell he's coming right for us before you pull that trigger.
No, I'll probably yell, he's making a left turn. Sorry, guys. I had to. I did give Steve a little bit of a joy. I played the theme to the Dukes of Hazzard for him.
Oh.
Before we started the show.
You gave him a boner. Thanks a lot.
Well, what if he loses Saturday?
Nothing like a little bit of wailing.
Be good for him to have.
I thought you were going to play. He tried to do a podcast, but he got high. He tried to wipe his butt, but then he couldn't because he got high.
That's your theme song to your Monday show, Steve.
Hey, if they're going to get high on that Monday show, good for them. What am I saying? If.
Yeah.
I think Rhino wakes up high.
He does.
Well, he has medical issues. That's why he has. I think he has epilepsy. If I remember right.
What the hell is this? He's MS-13. He's MS-13. He's MS-13. He's MS-13. Yeah, he's one of ours. He's MS-13. He's a Maryland dad.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I've actually seen this like all over the news. Like,
what is this?
It's about the guy who was wrongfully deported, supposedly wrongfully deported. And yeah, it was because he's MS-13. Even El Salvador is saying, yeah, he's one of the MS-13.
I saw. I read that in what 420 put in our group chat, but I'm like, I hadn't heard it. Dude, you guys got to understand with this job, I am so busy. I don't get to listen to the news.
So, yeah. But
I don't listen. It's too depressing.
I try to listen to Morning Disaster. I've got to do it when I get off of work.
That's the best way to get the news. We report everything. It's like the lady that threw shit at the cops the other day.
A quality accredited news source.
Yeah. Well, big news stories that you'll notice, of course, happened right over by Adam, where Paige's auto body burned.
That Sunday, is literally a 5-minute walk from my house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Close.
Like from where I'm sitting, I could turn face out the window and see the flames.
Whoa. One of the best bottle body places in Taylorville. So.
Anyway.
Now it's a hollow husk.
And nothing now.
And it's all roped off.
Oh,
well, TJ might remember this. Remember that old AFO building or whatever, something like that over in Peoria?
Yeah.
That's being torn down right now.
No way!
Yeah, it's pretty much just a big pile of rubble right now. Supposedly they're rebuilding for something or other for, I can't remember exactly what, but something the city wants to do, so.
Great. I heard this from one of my former students. He's up in Chicago right now. Of course, he was raised up there. He goes, hey, did you know they renamed LSD?
Really?
And I go, what? They renamed Lakeshore Drive? What did they name it? It's Barack Obama Boulevard.
Oh.
No! I refuse to call it that. It has been Lakeshore Drive since I was a kid. It will be Lakeshore Drive until the day I die.
And it's like with Sears Tower. I'm not going to call it Willis Tower. I'm going to call it Sears Tower.
No.
It's Sears Tower on Wacker Drive.
Yeah. It ain't the Gulf of America either. It's the Gulf of Mexico.
Amen to that.
Technically, calling it the Gulf of America is more accurate.
It's stupid.
When it was named, all the land around it was Mexico.
Well, now all the land around it is America. So
not all of it,
except for Mexico.
Technically, technically, Mexico is in America.
Well,
it's in North America.
We are not America. We are not America. We are the United States of America. Well, what is America?
Valid point.
It's the whole continent of this side.
We're in North America.
All of it's America. So that means technically Canadians and Mexicans are Americans.
That's true. That's true.
Now, see, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Trump was doing that to use it as a loophole in a contract. Because we couldn't drill in the Gulf of Mexico, but we can drill in the Gulf of America.
Huh?
Well, if that can be plausible too. I never seen that yet, but that could be plausible.
I do believe I've heard something similar to that effect.
Well,
I can see that. I can see that.
That's good for us because then that means gas will go down.
I mean, if that is the case, it's kind of a baller move. I mean,
look, I can get free gas whenever I want it. I've just got to eat the right food.
I don't think that gas will move your truck around. So,
oh shit!
Yeah. Although I have heard
it may move you.
Selling it.
Yeah.
It moves people away from me. I like that.
Well, there you go. Just fart in a quart jar and then tighten it up real quick and give it to someone.
I told my son I'm going to send him back with a fart in a jar. He's like, no, you're not.
Ode to Mayhem.
Right. I will make sure you have a fart in a jar when you go back to Illinois. I'll open it up in Mom's room and then leave.
Good
Open
job,
it up,
kid.
slide it under her
There
bed.
you go.
Good job, kid. He's getting smart.
No one says you have to stick around when you let that thing go.
No, open it up and get the hell out of there.
Yep.
Yep.
Throw it in like a flashbang. Just
Yeah. Oh man, today was a crazy day. Riding a
was
bike, 9 holes of golf, sporting clays.
yeah, so crazy, so hectic.
Yeah, no man, I had it relaxing, and I listened to a night show, a subscriber show, and I commented.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I saw
keep
you
forgetting
sporting
about
clay.
that one.
I saw you sporting clay was a shot. You shot 82. That's probably your golf score too, right?
No, my golf score was actually very terrible too. I went and played Willie's.
That's what she said.
Hey, dude, Steve, check this out. All right, I'm on the number 4. I'm on the number 4 tee box.
Mm-hmm.
It's a par 5.
You hit
Okay,
from the ladies' tees.
I hit from the blues, asshole.
No,
Okay.
he hits from the white ones. Get it straight.
So I'm on the tee box. I'm set up, ready to go. Hit my drive. Beautiful drive, straight as a string. Then it just starts to fade a little bit to the right of the fairway, which I kind of wanted it to do because it's a dog leg to the right, right? Comes down, it hits a rock, bounces 40 feet in the fucking air, and shoots back into the center of the fairway.
Nice.
This is what we call a Willie bounce. That is what it's like golfing at Willie's. You never know where the ball's going to end up.
Kind of like the back 9 over there in Washington at Hillcrest.
Yeah.
There's one literally right next. The only thing that's split into two is a very thin tree line.
Yeah.
I just went in it, whatever you call it, just went like that. Okay, and the reason why I knew which one my ball was because I used the green or the orange one, so that way I can tell.
Yeah.
Because I'm just doing it for fun. I ain't basically shit. Anyway, I'm looking all over for it, and it's on the green on the other hole.
Hey, Ty, how you doing?
I believe it.
Oh, man.
I've done that before.
Speaking of,
I've had drives that are so bad that I have to play from the fairway next to me to get back in line. That's Pirates, okay. Or
no, Riverman. I went with the game last night with Ty, and
That's so you don't bump your head.
they got a bucket of popcorn you put in here and a drink, and it was a big special. So he's like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Yeah.
So yeah, you got your Riverman helmet.
Yep.
I also found out today, I took in donuts for all of our support people. They keep our trucks running, they keep us booked up with work to do. They keep everything up and running. I was raised in a way, and it had it more reaffirmed in the service. You do stuff for the people that are helping you out, and you show them it's a leadership function. You show them appreciation.
Right.
So I took in a couple dozen. Cheap fix.
Basically what I do when I take a dozen donuts into the cop house. So
yeah, I took in a couple dozen donuts for everybody. Now they got a place down here called M&M Donuts that reminds me so much of Mellow Cream. Like when they're getting ready to cook them, first thing is an ice cream scoop full of lard. What? Right into the grease.
Nice.
And you're like, oh, I could just feel my arteries clogging by just how good it smells, you know?
Right. Beef
Right.
tallow and lard is really good.
Yeah. So, okay, so they 24 fresh. Take them into work. Yes, they were like still hot. Even the maple was running off of the maple donuts. It fucking fresh. Okay.
Reminds me of Denny's Donuts over there in Bloomington Normal.
Yeah, definitely. A lot like Denny's or Mellow Cream in Springfield.
Right.
Spud Nuts. Spud Nuts. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they changed the name of that in Pekin, right?
Oh, what is it now?
It's called Do-Si Do or something like that. Or Tados.
Tados.
I guess because there is the whole, whatever you want to call it, copyright or whatever it's called, and they had to change the name.
Well, at least they did. Shop called Fuzzy Nut.
I'd be worried about those things being molded before you get it.
Yeah, let me get some fuzzy nuts and leave the peach fuzz on them.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a game for all you fans. Every time Steve says something totally off the wall, you take a drink.
God, I'm going to be drunk before the next segment.
There you go.
Have fun on that.
Yeah, Ty says it right here. Spud Nuts was awesome. I love Spud Nuts, but wow.
I know that there's a bakery here in Taylorville. They moved into the old Pizza Hut building, and they're doing donuts and stuff, but I can't remember the name of the place. I wish I could.
Well, all right, so check this out. I left a 15% tip. I got 2 dozen donuts up here at M&M's, right?
Uh-huh.
How much do you guys think that cost me?
What,
$50.
The whole thing, the 15%, it was a 20% tip, and then 2 dozen donuts. How much was it?
$50.
Okay, Fat 420 says $50. Steve, your guess.
$52.62.
$52.62 from Steve. Adam, what do you think?
I'll phone it in. I'll go $1.
Oh, you cheater!
Hey, this ain't The Price is Right. Come on, give me a legitimate guess.
Okay, legitimate guess. 2 dozen.
And a 20% tip.
Okay, so 2 dozen and 20% tip. I'll say 60.
Okay, 60 from Adam, 52.62 from Steve, 50 from 420. All of you are high.
Oh, good.
Good. I'm glad we're all high. But
I'm high.
I walked out of there for $38.90.
Damn.
I was off by a little bit less than $12. So
yeah, basically $40. I walked out of there, and they got a 20% tip, and I got 2 dozen fresh donuts.
Okay,
right. Nice.
I should have gotten a couple of kolaches.
Oh, Cindy, you're a little late, but
hey, Cindy,
we'll give it to her.
Cindy was the closest.
She was close.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was closer.
But I mean, you don't see stuff like that anymore where shit's affordable.
No.
Yeah.
I
remember when you spent $60 on what?
I spend $60 a week on food. And that's just weekly.
But when I used to work at the Laugh-O-Graph, and we'd get done, there's a couple of us guys, we'd go over there when they're just, because the place that I mentioned was literally right up the road from the Pantograph, right? Denny's. Mm-hmm. And we'd get there right when they're making the donuts and putting them out in the shelves.
Oh yeah.
And we'd each get I get a dozen, like 3 of the cream filled, 3 Long John cream filled, and 3 just the glazed. Well, basically a dozen of a mixture.
Yeah.
And I'd also get the half gallon of the Overweiss chocolate milk in the glass.
Oh yeah, the Overwatch.
Yeah.
We just sit there all like for an hour just talking about shit and eating donuts and drinking chocolate milk.
Well, so I took this stuff into work. Our HR lady is a former Navy.
Anyway,
she's a Navy veteran. Okay,
cool. Right on.
So, and she knows I was military police. So I was like, hey, there's donuts in the other room. So she gets up, runs in, she goes, cheat day, and goes and grabs one, right?
Right.
I mean, immediately I was like, there's donuts in the other room. Cheat day, gone. Gone. And I'm sitting on her couch in her office.
Don't have to twist my arm.
Yeah, it wasn't much. She comes back with another donut and a cup of coffee, and she goes, here you go. I was like, police food. How did you know? Like, God, they have breakfast of champions. The only thing that make it better is if it was, donuts and beer.
Do you remember
Ron's
seeing
in Washington was good. Okay.
Do you remember? Yeah, Ron's is pretty good. But do you remember that video you always see that it was like in a donut shop parking lot late night, and it has these kids in the back of a truck with a fishing pole, and on the end of it is a bag of donuts, and the cop pulls up.
Yes,
I remember that. It out, and you hear the cop going, "Are they glazed?"
Yeah. Since there was a fire there at that body shop in Taylorville, I'm surprised nobody was running there with a lasagna pan.
Well, did you hear about the lithium plant that blew up over in Scotland?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, one of their eco-friendly battery plants that go into cars or something.
Yeah,
just
and once lithium goes, there's no way to put it out.
Yeah, it's like the largest.
You can contain it, and it's got to burn out. That's it.
That's pretty much all they did. So
yeah.
Oh man. No.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, because I took a sip of this great beer. Ty can back me up.
I'm not saying that Yuengling is a bad beer. I just drink, native Texas beers.
Yeah. I would be turned off by anything
my point being is
it's pronounced Youngling. Pressing that against your lips.
So,
there you go. Your beer is a character from Star Wars.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
The draft is way better than bottle or can.
The draft is always way better.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was at the Riverman game, I had a couple 24s.
Yeah.
And it came out cold, and I tasted it, and I was like, oh.
Oh yeah. I love beer when it's good and nice and cold. It starts to get warm. I don't care for it.
But certain beers, if they get warm, they're still okay.
It tastes more watery. Once they get
to me, they always taste thicker and more bitter.
Yeah.
See, I drink a lot more of when I'm drinking beer. I drink the darker beers.
That's automatically bitter and thick anyway.
I'm drinking Bock. I'm drinking Bock beers, or I'm drinking porters. I love a good black beer.
I tell you what, if it comes out, then you'll probably like the Hershey Porter when it comes out. If it comes out during the holidays.
Yeah, you know what? I would like to try that. I really would.
Let's just put it this way: it tastes like this when it's super cold. It tastes like milk chocolate, and by the time it gets warmer into room temperature, it tastes like dark chocolate to me.
Well, there you go. Shiner. When I toured the brewery in Shiner, they actually have a Shiner Porter now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and it's really good. And all right, so check this out. I don't know if I ever showed this. This cup does need clean, but I use this quite a bit for like my tea and stuff. So, there's the Shiner beer, support the troops.
Amber Bock is dangerous on tap. I bet you it is.
And then on the other side of it, that's all the branches as a service around the Shiner Beers emblem.
That's pretty cool.
And I got that because I was, I'm a veteran. I got it for free.
Really?
And that
Nice.
was what I was drinking my beer out of the whole time at Shiner.
Nice.
And yes, Amberbach is dangerous on tap. It's very dangerous.
Does
on
it
tap.
just go down that smooth?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So is it sweet and less bitter, or is it just less bitter?
It is a little less bitter when it's really ice cold. Well, think about it. When I had the beer cold at my house, when I was drinking Amberbach up there.
I only had the Coors up there with you.
Oh,
so.
you only had Coors. Yeah, you never got out there when I started on the Amberbach.
No, wait, I take that back.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, because I was sitting out back watching the fire, and you handed me one.
Yeah.
That's right, I did have it. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, it was pretty good cold.
Yeah. Goes down way smooth.
Yeah, because I drank about half of it before you turned around and walked back into the house.
Yeah, you did.
I'm like, hey, yeah. And it's like down to this much out of the whole bottle. It's like,
Now, I will say this, like Fat 420 he has been with me to this place. I don't know if you got out early enough where you went with me for breakfast once or not, but you have been with me to the Hialeah in Goofy Ridge.
I've never been.
I could have sworn I took you in there.
You took me to the Spoke all the time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dude, the Tantric show.
Yeah, to that, and you took me there one time for lunch, and we had a beer and something to eat.
Yeah, and we also did the Chinese buffet a couple of times there in Pekin.
That was pretty good.
I had a lot of fun with Fat 420 when we were hanging out. I really did. Oh, Ty says the Amberbach on tap for him. It was pitcher night at the bowling alley, and his buddy almost got kicked out because he had a Karen asking if he had a ride home, and he turned and told her to mind her own fucking business.
I would have fucking too.
Yep.
Don't worry about me, bitch.
Like, no kidding.
But no, the Hialeah way back when I was still living in Illinois, one of my favorite things to do was go in there for breakfast. Steve remembers hearing me order this.
Oh, I remember it too now that you're talking about it. Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Skillet breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. I remember that.
Now, the skillet breakfast. Let me describe this for you guys so you have an idea. Start off with sliced up hash brown potatoes, fresh.
Mm.
Okay.
Put in sauteed onion, sauteed pepper, green and red bell pepper, some sausage.
Okay.
Mix it up. That goes on the bottom of the platter. 3 over easy eggs go on top of the hash browns. Then you smother it in your sausage gravy for like biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
Sounds about like what I do.
Right.
No, really, I do that.
And then you get 4 slices of toast that go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that all comes out, right? And the toast is just covered in fresh, real butter.
Right.
Not this plastic margarine crap. Real butter.
Mm-hmm.
This gets set down. I would eat all of that, have 2 Bloody Marys, drink a cup of coffee, $15, including my tip. I'm walking out the door stuffed.
Right.
I could not eat another bite for most of the day because I was still working off what I ate in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my point is you don't see these prices like this anymore, and it's aggravating.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the Chinese restaurants, it's almost $20-$25 now for the buffet, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, and that's for 1. It used to be you could do that for 2.
You used to be able to do that for 4.
Yeah.
You're not staying for how long?
Years ago, but
You'll go. You'll stay too long. Why you eat spare rib? You're so fat.
Now I'm going to try for loudest burp.
you eat too much sushi. You go home now.
You scared my wife.
You don't need Pepsi. You get Diet Pepsi. You a big
Why you
boy.
trying to give me Diet Pissy?
Why do I got Diet Pepsi for? Because you a fat boy. What's this meat on a stick? Meow. True story.
Yes, it
Not
is.
saying, just saying.
Oh man. Try pulling in and looking at a Thai food restaurant that's named the Siamese Cat. And then you look right next door and it's an animal vet clinic.
Or like, I know in Springfield, there's a meat packing plant right next to an animal shelter. So come on.
Are they making Bar S hot dogs?
Oh, no, man, that's all I can afford. Like, don't ruin them. That's all I can afford.
There's the ones at Walmart that are Walmart brand are cheaper than the Bar
Oh,
S.
great value. You never had Bar S, so I was in the Bar S.
There's one called Fuds that
Fuds?
cheap. Yeah,
I do not want to stick Fud's wiener in my mouth. Okay.
Here's the funny thing about that though. It's a Mexican brand of food.
Oh,
Okay.
Called Fuds.
Yeah, Fud. F with the U with the two dots over it and D.
Oh,
Fud.
Foods.
So
Yeah,
you can have your Fud's wiener inside of a Bimbo brand bun.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it could
Just
be
have a
worse.
grand old day of it.
You could have Nathan's wiener in your mouth.
topped off with some Aunt Jemima.
Oh,
Is there any Aunt
Jeez,
Jemima
bro.
anymore?
Fud's wiener and a bimbo bun with Aunt Jemima on top.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Aunt Jemima sauce all over that wiener.
With a side of Uncle Ben's rice.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
I need a drink. God damn. You guys are unbelievable.
So
I don't know. I would never encourage anything like this.
Yeah, right. Never. Saint TJ.
that's what I was thinking Thai too when I first seen it. I'm like, Fud.
Oh, yeah.
What are they talking about? But I mean, for the price, it's I can't really beat it. So and it's cheaper and tastes a little better than
for the price, I put everything on mine. I didn't give a fuck what it was. I took it.
I'm
paying $20 for a hamburger.
I do like the Bar S, but when you can get something that's the same
Bar S
price.
Good. Yeah, the Bar S are good over the fire. It's like a wiener roast. They burn really good. They blister nice.
So you heard it here first, everybody. You heard it here first, everybody. Steve likes his wiener blistered.
Oh, yeah?
And blackened. He likes a black wiener.
And blackened. You like a black wiener, Steve?
No, slightly toasted.
So you like a brown wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He likes brown wieners. Okay, you heard it, everybody.
Okay.
Preferably between the buns.
So he does like. So he would like the Fud hot dogs.
You almost said it, 420.
The food.
All right.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I got my new AC heat pump for the coach.
Okay.
It did finally arrive. So I've got to get a sealer up there. And I'm really thinking about using caulk to seal it.
Yeah.
So I figured, if I'm going to seal it with some caulk, I better ask an expert. Steve.
Yeah, there's just so many varieties of caulk.
There's so many different types of caulk out there.
Brown caulk.
Steve, what is the best caulk to be used as a sealer for my AC heat pump on the roof of my coach?
Yeah, let's hear
Well,
this.
I think I would probably go with a white caulk. Or you could mix the white and brown to a gray caulk or maybe get a little bit better adhesive. White caulk.
Wait a minute. TJ should use two caulks?
Yeah, or
You're telling me to use 2 caulks up there?
You can even put a clear one on it. You can use a clear one too.
A clear caulk.
Doesn't the clear caulk turn into more like a rubber?
Yeah, it is more rubbery, yeah. And it sets up quick.
We all know TJ's not into using rubbers. So
what about a red caulk?
Red caulk, that's good for heated things. If you have high temperature, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a black coach generally sitting in 115 to 120 degree weather.
Well, you might want to think about a red, Peter. Red caulk.
You may want one of those really like. You may want that nice red caulk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Now we're thinking, are we doing this for high quality caulk, or are we doing this for the most cost-effective caulk?
Should we
get cost effective? But then Steve says I should seal it with a Peter instead of caulk.
Well, here's a question. This is piggybacking off of Adam's question. Now I forgot what it was. I was going with this.
Somebody.
Okay, what were you saying again? Adam?
I was talking about like, do you want high quality caulk, or are we talking about cost effective caulk?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you want a cheap caulk or you want an expensive caulk?
Well, yeah. Steve, which one would be better?
Which one would be better?
The special caulk is always the best route to go.
I mean, you want the right caulk to fill the crack, right?
So what you're saying is I need to go uptown to get the more expensive caulk.
Yeah, that'd probably be best.
And make sure it fills the crack.
And make sure it fills the crack.
You can get just about any color caulk that you want at Menards or Lowe's.
Well, we don't have Menards down here. We've got Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah, should we go to Home Depot or Lowe's?
Home Depot. That works.
Okay. So we can get orange. So we can get the orange caulk from Home Depot.
Yeah, tell them Tony Stewart sent you.
Wait, so you're telling me to go into Home Depot and get Tony Stewart's caulk?
You tell them Tony Stewart sent you.
Oh,
Tony Stewart sent me to get some tools.
Wait a minute. So now he's getting Tony Stewart's tool?
Wait, I'm supposed to get Tony Stewart's tool?
Yeah.
He's got some big balls.
I thought those were being sold at Menards.
Right.
Because you save big money. Because you save big money at Menards, so I figured you can get big balls at Menards, and a big caulk too.
Yeah, I know up here you could probably get some really nice black caulk at Menards.
Oh, come on. Black, brown, yellow, white, clear.
All the
gray.
caulk you could ever want or need.
Corey says, we all know white caulk or hood, but the black caulk is always in a bigger tube.
Yeah.
But after long use, they all have clear caulk coming out of the tip.
Yep.
Yeah.
White is good.
If you stick a nail in the tip, then you won't have that problem.
So you want us to, so you want them to sound off with sticking a tube inside the tip?
Yeah.
That's how you keep it drying out.
Drying out.
So to keep it from drying out and to make it sound right to where it won't dry out, you have to put a steel tip in the hole of the caulk.
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Well, apparently some people like sticking a metal rod in their tip of their caulk. So
I prefer to cut my caulk at an angle too. So some people like just to cut the tip of it off straight, but I prefer to cut it off at an angle.
Now, when you cut it off,
I want to cut it at the angle so I've got a better shot at it.
Right.
Yeah. What about cutting it at a V as well? So when you rub the caulk against the hole,
against the surface,
against the surface of the hole, in the crack, it'll come out even to where you don't have to rub your finger against it.
Yeah.
Comes out easy and clean, and
Yeah, absolutely. Then you get a good coating on the crack.
Yeah,
well, that is
top
the
of
goal, I think.
So what Steve is saying, you should rub your cock against the crack.
Yeah, I should rub my white cock against the crack, cut it at an angle so I can make sure I get a good even coat over the crack, and it gets into the crack at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
it.
See, we learned something today.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted, for half of it, we might be going to hell, but we definitely learned something today.
Well,
And also to keep it clean and to keep your caulk fresh, don't forget to stick a nail through the tip.
Yeah, put the metal in the tip.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Give your caulk a Prince Albert so it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, as the song by the Dead South says, "In hell we'll be in good company." So I mean,
That's true. That's very true. We will definitely be in good Hey, you think Ray will meet us in hell?
he'll probably be in the lower parts of hell.
What do you think, Steve? Will Ray be in hell with us?
Probably. Probably.
Will Dan be in hell with us?
I'm pretty sure Dan he'd be the tour guide on the way down.
Right. Dan is a tour guide in hell. Okay.
Well, what about Christina? Is she going to be in hell with us?
Oh yeah. Anybody that associates with anybody in all these shows, yeah, we're all going to hell.
Big D, Jen?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rent the truck. So
I'm taking bar on the bus to hell. My cousin's driving it. I already know we're going.
I don't think Jen's going to be there because she's like the perfect angel, you know.
Shit.
I got pictures to say otherwise.
I do too.
Like Jen's more of a succubus. Very pretty to look at, but yeah.
Oh, Jen.
One of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Steve, did you just have an accident?
No, I'm fine.
No, not at all. Ever, TJ.
No, there's nothing sticky under here at all. Poor Maria.
Poor Maria, poor Milk Dud if he walked underneath that when he did that.
Milk Dud will have something about Mary Tail.
Just once, I'd love to see Steve spill something on the floor, right? That Milk Dud's licking up when Christina arrives. And Christina go, "What is it, cat licking off the floor now?" "Oh, that's where I shot it last night." See Christina flip out.
The fucking cat does do that. I hate that.
Your cat licks your penis?
No, she fucking licks my fucking blanket after I get up. You know?
God.
But I still leave a wet spot. That makes me proud. If I leave a wet spot, I'm, in my own bed, even though it's just me. And she'll jump up on and oh God. I hope she don't get pregnant. I didn't know cats and people.
What is the pillow girl gonna have? Throw pillows?
I need another beer.
It's gonna be one of those kind of shows, huh, guys?
I think it is. I'm about halfway through my Crown and Coke already.
We have to talk WrestleMania, goddammit.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Thank you.
I don't have any idea what the cards are, but
oh wow! All right, so
I kind of do, but I mean I've seen it all. But
let me get that brought up here because
I watched Monday night.
It is a hell of a packed card.
Oh, it is. It's a
card. Man, yes, it is.
That's 18 hours in 2 days of TV time. 2 9-hour fucking days. Can you imagine watching wrestling for 9 hours?
Oh, dude, yes, I can, and I'm going to.
I'm going to Saturday. But fucking Sunday, my mom won't let me on her. So the good thing thank God I got Peacock. I can go back and watch them when I get home.
That's it. Ty's like, what the fuck? I need another beer too, 420. All right. So we are on the road. All right.
On the road to Smoker Mania
and WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 41, night one match card. These are not in order, by the way. Okay.
Rock on.
Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Oh, Jesus. Is this a whole Mr. America thing that Hulk Hogan did rehash?
No. This is Chad Gable.
Yeah, fucking Chad.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's Chad Gable?
Yeah,
Chad Gable.
Because then again, he does seem the same because instead of saying thank you, he says, Gracias!
Yeah, I know, right? So, predictions on that one. Not much of a build for it. Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano.
Okay, as the guy who is not involved in wrestling at all,
right.
I'm going to hope Rey Mysterio wins.
I think it's going to go one of two ways. Because they did show Rey Fenix showing up. So I wonder if him and Penta will do something going against Gable to help Rey win.
Gable.
Or Penta or Rey will help Gable out when Penta comes out and helps the other one.
Yeah, it could.
I see some interference. Yeah, I see some interference possibly in this match.
I think ultimately, after all the interference and everything, especially with how the Luchadors are really becoming prominent.
Coming back,
Well,
I'm going to say that it's probably going to go Rey.
It's going to go Rey, and they will unmask Gable.
Yep.
They'll prove it.
Which will make a great WrestleMania moment.
Well, see, here's another thing I was thinking of. Because I was thinking of that same thing, but it's this way. Rey loses, and then while Rey's like down on the ground because he got the slow German suplex that he always does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That when he wins, he's going to go, ha, 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 and then rips off his mask and goes, it's me all along.
Yeah, I don't see him going that route.
Okay, outsider question here. Do you guys think the Luchadors are going to make a stable?
Good.
They already are.
Are they?
They're already working on it with the LWO. It's me, Mario.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying is that it's going to be...
Yeah, Chad Gable will rip the mask off and then drive around in his Mario Kart.
Right. Well, see, what I'm thinking is that they're going to redo the LWO, but have Penta as the leader, and then...
Well, that would let Rey retire, which I really think he needs to do.
He needs to, really. He is the oldest.
Because, I mean, contrary to what popular belief is, his son actually is doing a good job.
Dom's doing okay. He's just a jackass.
If that's the point. He's doing such a good job, he's believing you that he's the jackass.
Right.
Because when he's with family and everything, he's the coolest thing, and he says highly of his dad, but when it's he's basically keeping the kayfabe going. So
yeah. So we move to the next match. This one's got heat written all over it, and this heat started at the Elimination Chamber. During the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Actually, before the match even started, we saw this heat light up. Jade Cargill makes her return to the ring versus Naomi, who put her out.
I hated her when she was in AEW, and I hate her now. So,
Well, I think she's got too big of a butt.
well, it's not that.
Naomi.
It's not. Well, Naomi.
I
No,
agree.
Naomi was. I'm talking about Jade Cargill.
Oh, you don't
No,
like
Jade-
Jade Cargill?
Jade Cargill is fucking.
And I don't care for
Oh.
Naomi, but even when she was in Impact under her real name, Trinity.
Yeah.
She was Trinity in Impact.
I knew Naomi was the one that attacked Jade right off the fucking bat. As you see it,
Because how she glided right into that tag team.
Exactly, yeah. So she'd slide right into there. And I'm glad. I hope Jade Cargill kicks her fucking ass.
And I'm going to go with Steve on that.
I don't think there's going to be any interference from Bianca. We're gonna.
Bianca's
Oh, no.
got her hands full.
Yeah, she got her hands full, so she's going to stay the fuck out of it.
Right. You know, I think. Yeah, I agree. I think Naomi will put over Jade to solidify her singles type run because she's not as a tag team anymore, right?
Right.
So I think this will help her with her singles run.
Which brings us to the World Tag Team Championship matchup, the War Raiders versus the New Day.
Who?
The New Day.
No, the other one. I never heard of that
The
one.
War Raiders, Eric and Ivar.
The Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they're now the War Raiders. Fuck, man, they've turned it up.
Oh, they went from being Vikings to the
War Raiders.
Yeah.
to the biker, so they're okay. That's right.
I go with the War Raiders.
Well, like I said, I watch more AAA and New Japan than WWE,
Yeah.
so I get things mixed up a little bit.
I'm with Steve. I'm leaning War Raiders. They got cheated last week or a couple weeks ago, which is how the New Day even got this match.
And the New Day's had enough, so yeah, I think they're going to win the.
Well, this is a different New Day. They went heel.
Yeah, they've turned heel. I really don't like Kofi as a heel. I don't like Kofi as a heel.
But he's doing well with it.
But he's doing well, exactly.
Xavier Woods.
I think they're going in too cocky. I think they're.
Well, hey, speaking of Xavier Woods, you know how he has his podcast called Up, Up, Down, Down?
Oh.
Yeah.
He has a belt for the Up, Up, Down, Down championship. And they got to go through, I can't remember how they do it, but apparently R-Truth is the Up, Up, Down, Down champion. So
No shit.
Oh.
That's funny. All right. U.S. Championship. This one could be interesting.
For men's or women?
And this has been almost a 6-month build to get to this point, and I really think this could flip a switch and really launch somebody into his singles career. LA Knight, current champion, versus Jacob Fatu.
Now, I've kind of watched both of these guys.
Yeah.
And, because of the bloodline stuff, I'm really not a fan of Fatu, but I'm also not crazy about LA Knight. So I kind of want to see Fatu win.
Wow, okay.
I kind of do that too because I've seen him in MLW where he first started out, and he was a powerhouse there. So
yeah,
if he wins, there's a lot he can do.
I think Ty is going for. It looks to me like Ty's going for LA Knight there. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good Fatu.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you're saying Jacob?
Yep.
LA Knight went through hell to get the championship back. A lot of hell. But if there's one thing that is what's going on with Rhea Ripley, if there's one thing we've learned with Triple H, it's expect the unexpected.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's time for Jacob Fatu to get his hands on gold yet.
Hmm.
I think LA Knight retains. Fatu gets it. Fatu's going to get either the U.S. Championship or the Intercontinental. I think it would be a better match to see Jacob Fatu versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty cool match, but the thing is, he'd have to get it off of Penna because no. Penna's going to win.
So we've got that one pretty well nailed down. That brings us to the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte the Queen Flair.
Oh, fuck.
420 is already like, fuck.
Hold on. I need something real quick.
So I'm sorry, but I'm not even interested in the match.
Wow.
See, the thing is, it can go either way. It can be Flair getting it so that she can be the umpteenth millionth champion, but I can also see Flair putting Tiffy over a little bit more to solidify her being a champion where she can beat a former powerhouse champion, so that way it can raise Tiffany up a little bit more.
Right.
Okay.
Well, what the hell's going on with Flair? I keep seeing on the internet, poor prayers for Charlotte Flair. Prayers for Charlotte Flair.
Well, I know Charlotte is going through a pretty shitty divorce.
Well, yeah, but she left him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she left Andre.
Yep.
Is that why we haven't seen him in a while on TV?
That'd be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So that basically was a mistake for him to come back to WWE.
Yeah, a little bit of one. Steve, what's your prediction on this?
Wow. I'm going to go with Tiffany. I don't know. Yep, I'm going with Tiffany.
Oh, shit, Ty. That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny, but wrong.
All right, Steve, you were saying you're going with Tiffany.
You go with Tiffany?
She's going to take out her knee. Take her bad knee out. She's not going to be. And she'll be done.
I think I'm gonna go with Tiffany, but I think there's gonna be possibly, if she does come back, a interference with the man.
Think Becky will come in and jump in?
Yeah.
See, Becky came out a couple weeks ago and said that she's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, but
nice
for the right money, I guarantee you she will. Yeah.
She's not coming back at all.
She said not right now. And for the foreseeable future.
And that's why I think it's all going to blow down to Rollins. And nothing going to happen to him other than get the shit beat out of him at WrestleMania. So I think that he's going to step back too, and they're going to decide together whether they're going to have another kid and run a little cafe and hang it up.
So
I don't know.
I'm gonna give you an analysis. Set the feelings aside on this. I'm gonna give you an analysis.
Okay.
Last Friday, Charlotte did something that she has not done since WrestleMania 35. Now, what was the big thing about WrestleMania 35? Do you remember what that was?
Oh, shit.
No, my memory's shit.
Right.
WrestleMania 35 was the first women's main event. Triple threat, Ronda, Becky, Charlotte.
Oh.
Charlotte did something last week that she has not done since then and started a fight in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And that was a beatdown brawl.
Yeah, they said that wasn't scripted either.
No, it was not.
Allegedly.
I think Tiffany gets put over because of that, solidifies her. Then later on, we kind of see a Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, maybe in a year team up, like we saw Becky Lynch and Lita. Think about it.
Right.
It's a setup for a long-term team up.
Right.
One of the match I'm going to call for night one, the sleeper match. I think this one has had a slow build. The fuse is lit now. It's going to explode. The World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet! Steve? You're thinking yeet? We're going to be yeeting all over the place?
That's right, Unc.
Oos. So we're going to be yeeting with that cock all over the place, huh?
Yeah. Yeet, yeet, yeet. No.
I love it when I get to yeet.
I'm not scared anymore. Yeet.
Yeet. Okay. 420.
I think. How long has Gunther had it?
It's too long.
Gunther's had it, God, since before SummerSlam.
So for about 3 months.
He's had it a little over 6 months.
For 6 months.
And remember, Triple H is pissed off at him because of what he fucking did to Jimmy.
Yes, that's true.
Allegedly.
Allegedly's.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I think Jimmy will get it finally.
I thought Jay was wrestling.
Or Jay, whoever the fuck the twin is that's going against it. Like I said, I don't really watch WWE as much as
this has been a storyline that's been building for a while. It's been a slow build. What happened to Jimmy, which is Jay's twin brother, was fucking ugly. To see Gunther covering himself in Jimmy's blood in front of Jay while Jay is zip tied to the ropes.
Oh.
Dude, yeah, no, that's his twin brother. Now he's out for blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
So I think it gets dropped to Jay finally, and Jay finally gets a good run as a singles champ.
I think Jay's gonna nail him, and then that motherfucker gonna take the belt and smash him in the forehead just like he fucking smashed. I knew when he hit Jimmy with that belt, there was blood coming next.
Yeah.
And he just kept beating and beating and beating and beating on his head.
Now, as much as I think that's going to be the sleeper match, it's not going to steal the show. Because now we get to the main event for night one.
Oh, good Lord. This is night one? Holy shit.
This is night one.
We've covered 9 hours already. Yeah, that's how long. Some of these are going to be long matches.
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. 420. Call it.
I think Punk's going to win.
Okay.
Because he's got the wise man in his corner.
The favor is being paid back, correct?
Yep.
Adam, you don't watch much, but I think you've been paying attention to this one.
Yeah, you kind of have to. So instead of predicting, I'll tell you what I would like to see, but it won't happen. What I would love to see is Moxley come in and reform the Shield since the Wise Man left. and then CM Punk pretty much get his ass kicked.
Ouch.
Oh, get him off of here. I can't run. I was okay with him coming back. Oh, but I didn't like that CM Punk getting his ass kicked. No.
Steve, your call on that one.
The cult of personality, baby.
There we go. Okay. Now, you were not a CM Punk fan, and yet you're rooting for Punk in this situation. Why?
Because fucking Seth freaking Rollins is the biggest fucking blowhard there is. He dresses like a cross-dresser or whatever. I don't even know what the hell. Yeah, and Roman Reigns, he just... I liked him when he was the tribal chief. Oh, he's still supposed to be the tribal chief, the original. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of turned on him.
Does the bloodline get involved?
Possibly, and I think the what's his face? Solo. Yeah, I think Solo may come out.
Now, do they get involved on Roman's side or against him?
On Roman's side. His own.
Okay.
Something he'll come in and get Roman out of a situation or something. Somebody will have him pinned. He's going to come out of the crowd.
If Solo helps Roman, does Solo get a favor from Roman?
Yeah.
If you think back to Monday night, Roman said he never asked for a favor because he never wants to pay him back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ty's got two predictions. One, Goldberg comes back and spears everyone.
That'd be cool.
I like this one a little better, though. Brock Lesnar returns and F5s everyone, but only if it's Cowboy Brock. But
he F5s everybody except for Paul Heyman because he's a Paul Heyman guy.
And then he picks up Punk and drops him on Roman.
Right.
For the win.
That would be funny.
That would be good.
What if that was the start of the Heyman stable, just without Roman?
Well, I mean, CM Punk was the original Paul Heyman guy.
For WWE, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In WWE. He was like, that's right, I'm a Paul Heyman guy. You know who else was a Paul Heyman guy? Brock Lesnar. But they bounced him out just like they're bouncing me the fuck out of here. It's the pipe bomb promo. You go back to 2011, Punk spilled his guts.
Oh, that was the one where they cut him off because he was getting too serious with it.
I'll tell you what. Pound for pound, I think Punk's got it. He's got the crowd eating out of his hand. Good guy, bad guy attitude don't matter. Punk has become this.
He has the crowd on his side, yeah.
The crowd, no matter what, I don't care. Seth Rollins is a crowd favorite. Even though he's using his wife's wardrobe, he's a crowd favorite.
Hey, I will admit, this past week he did have a pretty tame outfit on.
Yeah, it looked like a glitzed up version of his Shield uniform.
Right.
And I'll quote Stone Cold. What?
Yep, pretty much. But no, when Punk comes out, Rollins is out there, the crowd starts booing Rollins because Punk's there. Ever since Punk's time in AEW and what he did there and how he called them on their bullshit, he skyrocketed, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You don't kill what the crowd wants, and they want Punk to win this.
Right.
I got to say, personality.
So it goes the same way that the Cody story went. The fans willed it, so it happens. Is that what we're saying?
I think there's a little more to it. This is Punk's he's been in a lot of WrestleManias. This is his first ever WrestleMania main event. Punk wins, then maybe McIntyre comes out and claymores everyone.
Yeah.
That won't happen. He's wrestling Priest, didn't he?
I believe so. I'm trying to get to it.
Like not Sunday.
As soon as my computer decides to agree.
Oh, I know how that is.
Little fucker.
If you talk dirty to it, sometimes it works.
Really?
Yeah, like, hey, baby. Going on way?
Yeah, computer, you better work or I'm going to let Steve talk dirty to you. Hey, it started working.
Just don't stick any caulk into the disc tray.
All right, so we start with WrestleMania Night 2.
Ooh.
This one, I think, is just going to be fun. The first match they've got, it's just going to be fun. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I don't think anyone wants to see Logan Paul win.
No.
We all just want to see him get the fuck beat out of him.
But I think it's going to be a fun match to watch.
See, he'll win because, after all, he is sponsoring it, so...
Maybe not. I mean, he's also signed. And now, rather than flaunting his money around, I mean, Hunter can walk in there and say, hey, I don't give a fuck. You're under contract. You're doing this.
Well, I'm saying his company Prime sponsors all of the pay-per-views. That's why you always see the Prime logo in the middle of the ring in the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I still want to see AJ win it.
Right. Give AJ one last hurrah type.
Yeah. Which brings us to the match that Steve was just talking about. Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
Are they having all the worst ones on night 2?
I think that'll be a good fight.
I think it's going to be a
yeah, it'll be a good fight to go to the bathroom and take a piss and get your beer.
Exactly. It's going to be a good. What the fuck? Man, I'm tripping.
I think Adam's got scrambled so he could get laid.
Oh, fuck. There he is. Holy shit.
It looked like HBO back when it was scrambled.
I know, right? I thought I saw it.
No, seriously, here's a funny thing about that, okay? My grandparents, their console TV, the big tube console.
Yeah.
And you know how back in the day, how there was the box that you put on top of the TV to do your cable?
Oh, yeah.
Before, well, for some reason, they have no clue. They had 2 or 3 techs come over, check everything out. And for some reason, that TV only, they can get HBO clear and not scrambled, even though they never paid for it. So they ended up to where the company couldn't do anything about it, and they just stopped talking to the company about it and just kept watching.
Right.
Anyway.
Ty says Paul's brother needs to get his axe kicked for making Tyson throw the fight. Agreed.
Yeah.
Right.
Then we get the women's tag team match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, Bailey.
I like Lyra too, but let's look at the match.
No, I said Bailey, not Lyra.
Oh.
Lyra's good too, but anyway.
Steve looks like he's orgasming right now.
Well, there's 4 hot chicks in that match, so
No shit.
What's your call, 420?
I think Bailey and Lyra will win.
Think Bailey and Lyra? Steve?
Yeah. Bailey and Lyra. Yeah.
I think
Bailey.
Liv and Raquel retain.
Really?
Yep. I really think they do because they just got the titles back.
That means Dirty Dom is going to fucking interfere?
I think Dom's going to interfere. Liv and Raquel retain. And here's the other reason. Lyra is still the women's Intercontinental Champion.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to run the risk of giving her a second belt
Right.
and running for Bailey. So they're going to make it Lyra and Liv and Raquel retain.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not a long enough run this time for the multi-time tag champs, and Lyra needs a little more seasoning on the main roster.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They'll win, so that way Bailey can help her raise her up as both tag teams and help her out, and then they'll lose it down the road, and that way,
Which brings us to another fun one. Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Penta, Braun Breaker, fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Steve, your call.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Penta.
Okay. I like what Penta's been doing since he got on the roster. So
He's just been like, seemed like he's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since he started right out of the gate.
Now 420 was bragging Penta up before he even started.
I've been following him since he first showed up in Lucha Underground. I've been following him since when he went back to AAA, New Japan, AEW. He's just freaking. It's going to be a tough one.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for him. It's going to be tough because Braun. I do like Braun, but I think my boy is going to win.
You want me to really throw you a curveball one? I've got another scenario that might shock you. Think about this.
I don't care who wins as long as Dom gets his ass kicked.
Right.
That's exactly why I'm going to give you this scenario.
Okay.
Braun Breaker hits Penta with the super spear. 26 miles an hour. Keeps running, plows into and hits Finn Balor with the same super spear. And then Liv Morgan comes out and cracks him with the chair while he's in the process of trying to hit Dominic with the super spear. Dominic covers, gets the Intercontinental title. Boyfriend, girlfriend help each other out for gold.
I could see her coming in and try to help, but it ends up backfiring.
Okay, well, maybe Liv tries, it backfires, and then Raquel comes in and cracks Braun with a chair when he's doing the super spear.
I doubt that part, but
something. They're going to do something to fuck it up where Dominic winds up with the gold.
Yeah.
Because as we've all agreed, he's doing good as a heel. But he hasn't had gold since he had the NXT North American title. And that was before the whole Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley rivalry.
All right.
That was before Cody got the belt.
Yeah.
He's due. Hate to say it, guys. Of course,
I see him being more of a USA champ before an Intercontinental champ.
I see him being more of an Intercontinental champ or USA champ. Some meaningless little peon, little squinty-eyed bitch championship.
And Steve lets us know his opinion of Dominic Mysterio.
I need a beer for that.
Triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Bloody Ripley. 420.
I think Ray will get it back.
I think Rhea's getting it back. Adam.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Ripley get it back.
Ty is saying Rhea. Steve?
No brainer.
You're thinking Rhea?
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, I want Mommy to wind up on top, but I also wanted to wind up on top of me.
Well, yeah. You're gonna have to
break me. I'm good with it.
You're gonna have to deal with what's his name?
I got a pistol for that.
In AEW.
I've got a pistol for that.
I've seen a bunch of little interview things like that Stephanie McMahon's doing a news show, and I've seen these little videos on TikTok where Stone Cold Steve Austin talked about whether it was about Rhea Ripley. You know, Stone Cold says she's the shit. She's just what that's the one you're gonna watch for. Fucking.
I think Rhea is on fire right now. They need to give her back the title. I think Io got it and a kind of a roundabout just catchaway.
Yep.
Bianca, it sets it up for Bianca Rhea. That's the solo.
That sounds like a really bad, like almost diarrhea situation.
Yeah, right. It does, doesn't it?
Bianca
You
Rhea.
fought it in the first, and you feel a great big burst.
Diarrhea.
Yeah. Diarrhea.
That sets us up for the main event for night 2. WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes, John Cena. We have had a lot of discussion about this match. Now I'm calling for the vote. Does Cena get 17? Or does Cody retain?
Okay, what beef does The Rock or Triple H have with Cena? Any? I mean, even though technically he's being corporate Cena right now, but
the thing with Cena that I think we have to understand, if he wins, he beats Ric Flair's record.
Right.
I do not see Hunter allowing that because of how close Ric Flair and Hunter are.
Right.
So, and I don't think Ric Flair wants his record beat by Cena either.
Right.
And Flair is going to have a say in this. You have to remember that.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if Flair gave his okay on it. I don't think he's going to on Cena.
No, I don't think he will either.
I still say I'm still going to go with, unfortunately, it's going to be Cena, but he will not retire with the belt. He's going to take it, and he's going to take 17. But before December, he's going to lose the belt back to Cody in the rematch. But
I can see that too. I can see that too.
Because if you pay attention to, I've noticed different things, especially like on TikTok and stuff. Like Ric Flair is kind of getting away from the wrestling thing, and he's promoting other things. Like
definitely.
His weed
and all that shit.
His energy drink and
yeah.
But the thing that we all have to keep in mind is, again, we go back to he's not going to let his record go like that, right?
I don't know. I think he's been out long enough. I don't think he cares.
Do you think Ric Flair interferes?
He's too frail to do anything really now.
Yeah, Slick Rick's done.
Or does Charlotte interfere on behalf of her dad to protect the record?
I may have a good scenario here.
That's what I was originally thought.
Cena wins. Rock turns on Cena, sets up, and Rock gets the title and then sets it up Cody versus Rock.
Or
Yeah.
Cena has to go through The Rock in a match to go have his rematch with Cena.
I don't know, man. There got any movies coming up for The Rock?
Yeah, right. I'm still leaning because
he's going to be in Fast and Furious 25.
Oh,
yeah, right.
yeah,
Or whatever the next one is.
11, I think.
It'll be hard to do drifts on the little motorized scooter thing now.
Hey.
Yeah, but it's been done.
No joke. If you want to drift on those little electric scooters, go to Menards.
Oh, yeah.
Because the wheels are more centered underneath you instead of behind you like all the other ones are. So when you're going down the aisle, you just shift your weight and it'll slide.
Yeah.
So
Menards, that's where I got in trouble for knocking over a Christmas display.
So if we ever do have a race in the scooters between Steve
Oh, yeah,
and
we
I,
do it in Menards. Fuck
it needs
yeah.
to be at Menards, yeah.
No,
Welcome
I
to the
am
Menard 10, everybody.
so to kind of wrap it out, here's my thoughts. Again, I do not see Hunter allowing 17 to go to Cena.
Cena, yeah. I can
It's
still see that
overkill.
too. I can still see that too.
It's overkill. He got 16. Great. You're tied with Flair. Flair's one of the best.
Yeah.
2, Cena's got a full movie schedule too.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's not going to be able to come back and do everything that he needs to do.
Right.
I mean,
Cody retains, which then gives Rock causing problems here and there and sets up the push because we're starting to remember, again, everything counts, right? We are starting to see the heel turn back to Tribal Chief Roman. Think about it. And since we're starting to see that, that's going to be Rock now pushing for the rematch for Cody and Roman at SummerSlam.
I can see that too.
Oh, yeah.
But Cody has to retain at WrestleMania.
And then at SummerSlam, he goes against Roman for the rematch.
He goes against Roman. He drops the title to Roman on some cheat.
You know what? I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to say Cody's going to retain. I agree with that one with TJ. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I've noticed that. You want to know what the first clue was? Think about the last time we saw Roman before the build to WrestleMania, right? The shirt said YTC. Right? Your tribal chief.
Right.
When it came out to start the build for WrestleMania, the shirt changed. And it went back to OTC.
Right. The original
tribal chief. Only tribal chief. Heel tribal chief. And we have an even bigger deal with that now because Roman has just done the one heel move that none of us saw coming. He turned on Paul Heyman on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Because Paul wouldn't say no.
Because Paul would not take back the setup of him returning the favor. He said, I gave my word. Right. I got you help. I gave my word. Now I have to return this. Right. Paul Heyman being a stand-up guy, returning the favor. Roman feels betrayed, takes it out on Heyman. Here comes Punk. Okay, we've got that building up for the match, for the triple threat, but there's a long term here.
Right.
Eventually, it will be Punk and Roman at Mania for the belt.
Next Mania.
Got it. Roman drops. Cody drops the belt to Roman at SummerSlam. Cody's fighting but we get set up for Cody versus Rock. Cody's got to get through Rock to get his rematch with Roman.
Oh.
So
but
what about
we also get set up? We also get set up for now we're moving into Royal Rumble, right?
Right.
We go to Royal Rumble. Punk finally wins the Rumble. I want you, Roman. And I want that belt. Punk has had his eyes set on the WWE title since he got back.
Right.
Gilbert.
or better yet, Hornswoggle.
Huh.
Yeah. There we go.
Speaking of, this is a little rabbit trail. I seen a video on Facebook Reels. It shows Hornswoggle or whatever his name is now. Anyway, Hornswoggle. Everybody knows who that is. He was doing a match against this Mexican wrestler called Little Minnie or something like that. He's even shorter than Hornswoggle.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he's that short, okay? And Hornswoggle goes, "This is for my first time in my fucking career. I've always wanted to fucking do this." So what you know what he did? He put his hand straight up in the air like this. And you gotta remember there's that little guy that's only up to his chest. Yeah. He couldn't even reach, and the little guy's like
I was about to say, please tell me Hornswoggle choke slammed him.
I think it probably eventually did that, but it cut off after that. So
that would be hilarious.
Ty says on Saturday he hopes he's watching a hockey game. Well, that'll kill you watching Smoker Mania.
You better be out there on that goddamn racetrack, boy.
he got to put it together. He's wondering when you. Oh, but speaking of that, he's wondering when you're going to get your fat ass up here so you can help him out.
I wish I had a vehicle. If I had a more dependable vehicle, I'd drive up there. I was worried about driving my truck to Lincoln.
All right, you guys. So we've got the WrestleMania predictions. We've talked about it. We've made analysis. We've put some feelings to it. We've got ideas of what's going to happen. At this point, I'm going to let 420 and Steve take it for the racing update for the weekend while I go hotbox a short smoke and I pee.
Oh, shit.
Well, pretty much there's nothing because it's calling for rain. And two, it's the Easter weekend. So, and Adam's pulling someone from another show. No, kidding. I don't think there's really anything going to go on because of, holidays. If there is, it's going to be some race down south. I do know that Larson's going to be racing on dirt track somewhere. So that's going to be a good one. I think, it's going to rain Saturday. So if there isn't going to rain, at Peoria, they're doing the Cole Swibel Memorial race. I think that's 6,800 to win, something like that. Yeah, because something like 98. It's a lot. No, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a lot of money because it's about $20 to get in.
That's bad.
Oh shit. Well, he did get sent to the penalty box 3 or 4 times last night, so.
Well, this just in the racing world, B. Shep wins tonight in Iowa. He is 2 for 2 now.
B. Shep's been on a rail since he's gone back to the rocket chassis car.
Yep.
But he's always been on the rail too, but it's just...
But yeah, it's it's always even if this is I'm an old school racer. I don't know, but every fucking year, the first 3 or 4 weeks, it's going to rain or it's going to be too cold.
Yeah.
You know, I learned this when I raced in Macon because I knew Bobby Sargent real good. He said I could have 1,000 fucking cars in the lot. He said, but if I ain't got no butts in the stand, I ain't making no money.
Right.
Because he's got to pay insurance and he's got to pay back the drivers for all that. So that's what his driver pays versus. He said, but I don't have people in the fucking stand. That's why every time that we wouldn't race because it was too cold. He said, because I only got 10 people in the fucking stands. I'm not going to put on a fucking show, a 3-hour fucking show. It was 3 for fucking 10 people. Fuck that. We'll cancel that.
Yeah.
I got that, Ty. I do remember that one. That one was pretty brutal. So, but yeah, no, I get you, Steve. Yeah, a lot. That's why Fairbury don't start till that first week of May. And
I mean, knock on wood, Illini 100 got lucky. They got lucky. Had a decent weekend. It was still cold, but that's my experience with racing. That's good. If as long as it's cold, I mean that fucking moisture is going to stay in the track a lot longer than when it's fucking hot.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember, though, the cars need a lot of heat to run. So
exactly.
Even if there is wet track, make it a slick track or whatever. It's
yeah.
But
see,
because I went to a race years ago over at Brownstown, Indiana, and they actually had a race going because they start like the second week of March. And I went, and it was like still 50, 55 degrees. They had those salamanders shoving it underneath the back of their cars to keep that whole rear end and everything warmed up.
We went to the U.S. Nationals at the Indianapolis fairgrounds, and it fucking snowed. But they had USAC sprint cars and modifieds. Went up there, I never forget. That's when Tommy Bennett come down the fucking front stretch, hot laps, and went in fucking turn 1. He got up in the marbles, and the car just and it just stopped before the wall and come back down. He pulled in the pits. He said, "Okay, fucking load it up."
Yeah, didn't that happen this year at some track? No, yeah, it did. It happened over at in Arizona because they were doing a race.
Oh yeah, it did. It snowed one time during a race. Yeah,
and it snowed like right the day before or something, or like during the race. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Ty, the guy did flop. So I mean. Oh, speaking of the game last night,
the hockey game. Okay.
Oh, okay. I sent it to the group chat, but I thought it's kind of funny. Ty was there too, because I was literally sitting right beside him when they were all doing the shot things at the beginning, the warm ups. The guy was just standing there, and I yelled down, "Set the fucking tone!" And the guy looks up, and he looks right up at me. He goes. And during the race, off and on, during a couple times when they were on the during like an icing call or something, when they had to redo the stick thing,
yeah,
I said it again too, and you could see a couple of the guys like because they're waiting there to get it and the whole thing, and I just yell out, "Set the tone!" And you could tell a couple of guys are like starting to bust gut laughing. It's like basically like, yeah, those are the guys that knew where that was coming from.
Well, I've got a news story here that you guys will probably love.
Okay.
Donald Trump made weed legal.
Not yet.
Oh, damn it.
Probably won't either. He's a Republican.
I wouldn't go that far, but.
All right. So, a Florida man was arrested for threatening employees at a Subway restaurant at Ninth Point because he was upset at their bad attitudes.
Oh, I heard about this one. That was funny.
He sparked an argument with people over what he believed was poor customer service, and it quickly escalated after he hurled over the counter and pushed one of the employees, pulled out a knife, according to the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
I said light banana peppers.
The knife-wielding customer was talked down by his friend, and they both left the restaurant. No employees were injured, but local authorities were soon notified, and the Subway staffers turned over the security footage, which caught him red-handed, and of course they were able to go ahead and catch him, bring him down. His friend was interviewed, told the truth, and he was arrested and booked into the county jail. Even the police noted that this guy seemed like he was a little bit off.
A little bit?
Just a little bit. Even so, Edward Cocaine, 45 years old, was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault, burglary with assault or battery, and battery.
Wait, what was his name?
Edward Cocaine.
I don't think that was his real name.
And this is according to the New York Post.
Well, that is your first mistake, believing the New York Post. But anyway.
In 2014, Edward Cocaine was charged with drug possession and nearly laughed out of the courtroom after the judge struggled to wrap his head around the unusual last name.
They call me Mr. Cocaine. You're wrong.
You call me Dr. Feelgood.
Well, good old Eric Clapton did a song after him then.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You know, cocaine.
Oh, yeah. We call
it was cocaine, not mixed crystal.
See, it's like me when someone asks me what my name is that's from a news source, I just tell them I'm Mike Honcho.
Well, at least you didn't say it's Mike Lit.
Or Mike Roch.
Or Mike Roch.
Hunt. Yeah. Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt.
That's not funny either. I got suckered into that. Somebody called while I was. Tell me if Mike Hunt there. What? Mike Hunt? Oh, okay. I get over the microphone. I was a Mike Hunt in the dining room. Mike Hunt, please come to the board. All the fucking kids are laughing their ass off. What?
Yeah, see, I would have called you and said Mike Lit.
Yeah.
Well,
like, I'm hunting for Mike Lit. Can anyone help me find Mike Lit?
Well, the funny thing about that is before, the restaurants gave you the little disc things that vibrated and did the lights to tell you that your time is up, you usually gave your name. Well, I went with a group of people to the Olive Garden, and my friend's like, "What's your last name?" And he goes, "Dahmer Party of 5." So you heard over the intercom, "Dahmer Party of 5, your table is ready. Dahmer Party of 5, your table is." Oh, fuck.
No, I think the funniest one that we had was a girlfriend I was seeing at one point, and we went to a restaurant. They're like, "Oh, table for 2," and she says, "Yeah." "What's the name it's under?" She goes, "Hug and Kiss." First name Amanda. Amanda, hug and kiss. Your table for 2 is now ready. I'm like, oh my God. 420, I didn't realize the River been playing the same conference as his team back home, Corey says.
Yep.
It used to be the Roanoke Express before he moved. Now the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs.
Yep.
You little bastard.
I wouldn't fuck with them boys from West Virginia. And coal mine. And the coal mines.
Roanoke is Virginia, just to let you know.
That's what our football coach would always tell us when we had to go. We'd go down to West Frankfort and played. The boys down there come out of the coal mine. There's some big old boys. How can you tell, Coach? It's a squint their eyes. Again, they're not used to the sunlight. But them big boys down in the coal mine.
Well, that's a little bit judgmental.
That's a little bit sounds racist too. If you really think
This is
about
back in the 80s, so it was appropriate.
Well, yeah.
Oh, back in the 80s when Pekin still called their high school the Chinks?
Yeah.
No, really, what was it, like 81, 82 when they finally
like
decided to change it?
82, I think they changed it over to the Pekin Dragons.
Yeah. And the bad thing is, and TJ can confirm it, I think it was that bridge that goes over into Bartonville.
Yes.
That it had a sign on it that said all blacks must be out by sundown or else.
No.
Or something
that
like
is
that.
not what the sign said. The sign said, don't let the sun set on your black ass in our town.
Well, it must have been another one like that too. I heard that. I do remember that one now too, but still.
And then there was the guy in Normandale that had to sign out in front of his place because he worked third shift.
Mm-hmm.
Said, I shoot every third salesman and the second one just left.
That's funny.
Because it was door-to-door salesman back in the 80s, and they kept knocking on his door and constantly waking him up, so he put the sign out.
But anyway.
The first time he put it out there, though, he did a chalk outline on the yards, put some ketchup, maple syrup mix down there in the middle, threw some religious pamphlets and sales pamphlets out there. Dude, nobody came on that yard nobody even trick-or-treated there for like a fucking year or 2 years or so just because of that. And then he hung up the sign right there next to it.
I think he moved more into town now because he has all these Trump flags that are all ratty and everything. It says Trump 2020 still.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
You know, Pekin's one of those towns that it's still kind of stuck in the past. Except for the Dixie Crystal trade. They're definitely forward and front on that one.
What do they call
it? Could be worse. It could be like Morton that thinks they're all everybody. If you ain't rich, you're stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it Goofy Ridge Clowns? Is that
Goofy Ridge don't even have a school.
Oh, okay.
They do have a school.
Goofy Ridge is the school district is actually divided in Goofy Ridge. Part of it goes to Havana, which is because it's all rural route actually.
Right.
So that's the Havana Ducks.
Yeah.
I got my driver's license over in Havana.
And then the other part of town goes to Midwest Central, which is Midwest Central Raiders.
Oh.
So you're either a Duck or a Raider.
Where is Midwest Central at?
Manitou.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
It used to be Foreman.
Right.
But then they consolidated with Green Valley in the early 90s, and that's how it became Midwest Central.
It's basically like with over there in between Pekin and Morton, that little small town, Groveland.
Okay.
Groveland, part of it goes to Morton. If you're on this side of the street, you go to Morton. If you're on that side of the street,
right.
Pekin, yeah. So it's like you see Morton and Pekin buses go down the same road.
And I think I've seen East Peoria buses going in and out of there too.
At the very, very end.
Very end, yeah.
Springfield Road. But I mean, in fact, I knew this one guy. The only reason why his house was literally on the school border.
Yeah.
So he could have either went to Roanoke or Eureka, and he went to Eureka because they had football and wrestling.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Like Deer Creek and Mackinac are consolidated. That's DMAC.
Even though it's a funny thing is even though Deer Creek is closer to Eureka or Washington.
Yeah, it is. But they consolidated with Mackinac, and that's where you got the DMAC Chiefs.
And you got Roanoke Benson and does it with Washburn for the track team and softball teams.
Yeah.
For a while there, you had Eureka. I think they still do it with Roanoke with soccer.
Who was Gridley consolidated with for a while?
There still are. It's everybody on that road from in between El Paso and Fairbury. All those towns. Flanagan, I think, goes to Gridley, all those towns right there.
Okay.
El Paso, that's right. So basically El Paso all the way to Gridley. But you also got Minunk. It used to be Minunk, Dana, Rutland, and now they have Toluca, and they're called Fieldcrest now.
That's right. We used to whoop shit out of Fieldcrest every year.
Usually everybody does when they were in Minunk, Dana, Rutland, but now since they've been Fieldcrest, they've been pretty good. So,
yeah, I mean, Shinoa.
Oh,
see, I remember when Shinoa and Gridley and El Paso and Lexington were all separate schools because that's when I was in high school.
I remember that.
And at DMAC, we were a Class 1A school.
Right.
But we'd get Gridley as a warm-up game, whoop the living fuck out of them. Like, we mercy ruled them a couple times.
Well, shit, when I was with Eureka, there's this one town. Their varsity team was basically junior high kids, and instead of the varsity played, it was all junior high kids playing the whole game.
Damn.
I mean, not just sophomores, but freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, Ty says it's Prairie Central now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
And Corey says he's been Mike Hanucho before.
Mike Honcho?
Mike Honcho?
Yeah. From Talladega Nights.
Oh, okay.
Mike Honcho?
Let's see. No, but I mean, I remember when they were all separated, and it was DMAC versus Gridley. That was like 84-0, 72-0. I mean, we just beat the shit out of them. And then the next one, Lexington was always tough.
I always liked seeing the DMAC versus Metamora football matches. Those were pretty tough.
We didn't really get that very much. Now, I'll tell you the one that was the game to watch was DMAC versus Tremont.
That one was a pretty good one. I will agree with that.
Yeah, the Route 9 rivals, man. Roll up the windows, lock the doors, shutter your house windows closed, hide your daughters. DMAC's coming to town, and we're going to fuck them all.
I will agree with you there. DMAC was a pretty good town. Pretty good one. So, I mean, even when I was wrestling, their wrestlers were still pretty tough. So,
well, DMAC didn't have wrestlers back in the 80s and 90s. It was they did a weight-a-thon, so they go around town to get sponsors and then just do a weightlifting competition.
I remember going there one time as a freshman in early 90s for wrestling.
That's surprising because I know for a fact they didn't have it.
Maybe they just had.
Oh, yeah, we were big about our football.
Maybe it was just a club then.
Might have been a club. But yeah, the school was very, very, very adamant about football.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Is she related to Ian Killian? Because Ian Killian and I went to school together, Ty. I wonder if I might know your mom.
Possible.
That'd be a small world.
It is.
Well, fuck. TJ knows that dude that I was watch racing last Saturday night. That was in there. So
yeah,
from Las Cruces. Las Cruces.
Yeah. Well, dude, I lived in Las Cruces for 6 years. I'm still very much in touch with the town. Given the right opportunity, I would definitely move back. There's a lot of naked women that I still want to see in Las Cruces.
Yeah.
I'd like to send pictures of them to Steven 420.
Oh,
yeah. That'd be nice to squirrel.
Now they're both like, please move back, move back.
I got a new phone.
Richard and Lisa Killian were your aunt and uncle. Man, Ian Killian is my age, maybe a little younger. That might have been his parents. I don't remember for sure. It's been years. I have not lived around the Mackinac area. I still go there because my parents live there. I'll still go to visit, but I have not lived there.
Do they live in it, or do they live more on
many years?
Do they live like over on Fast Lane in Heritage Lake, or?
Well, I mean, I knew people out in Heritage Lake. I knew people in Deer Creek. I knew people out in the farms. I mean, it just.
Did you know anybody from Lilly?
I knew people from Lilly. Yeah.
That's where my one friend used to live, out in that farmhouse that was out in the middle of nowhere in Lilly.
Chuck Huff?
Maybe they rented it from someone
Uh-huh.
until it burned down. So
might have been the Huffs.
Because I was told that house used to be a hotel room for when the railroad came through that road that goes through the north part of town. Then you keep going, you go into Danville or Danvers. They said that supposedly that's the hotel room that Lincoln stayed at when he rode that railway through town when he was doing his stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway.
You might have known Derek Brown then. Old Burner Brown. That guy had more weed than even Willie.
I wouldn't know anybody there from there. I just went to my friend's house and that was about it. And there was a few houses that everybody looked like they were still stuck in the 80s. And
oh, yeah.
And the schoolhouse, I think it was. Like a really small, like 2-story.
Oh, yeah.
Square.
Like I said, that's pretty much a Lily. It was kind of stuck back in the 1880s. Other than cars. Yeah. Okay, so your family used to own the IGA before Brett Zare got it.
I think the one in Lily, I think he was talking about, though.
Oh, the one in Lily. Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about the IGA in Mackinac. The old IGA.
Now it's Kirby Foods.
Yeah, he says in Lily. Okay, yeah.
In Lily, okay.
Kirby Foods.
Yeah. Apparently someone bought all the IGAs out in the area and calls them Kirby Foods now.
Anyway.
In fact, the one in Roanoke's been closed down for a long time. I'm sure Ty can give more accurate, but ever since they changed owners, it went downhill, and people started either going to the IGA in Metamora or went to Dollar General to get food because it was cheaper.
Sounds like a very poor part of the state. Such a weird name of a town. Lily.
Wow, I can't believe Brett Zare sold out. Because Brett Zare has owned the IGA since the early 90s.
That's the best meat in Taylorville, the IGA. Is it still open?
IGA? But it's not as good.
Yeah, it's the food market now, but Taylorville Food Market.
Oh, yeah. They always fucking high priced on shit like cereal and bullshit, but they always had good meat.
I'll tell you another store that was really good in Pekin, but it's not now. It used to be County Market.
Oh, yeah.
It's
now it's Value Check, and they carpeted the fucking floors.
And they charge you 10% per item.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you just add the 10% to begin with?
Yeah.
I would. Now,
I mean-
they carpeted the floors.
They carpeted the
Yeah,
floors.
it's like 10 by 10 square carpets.
Oh, that just tells me I'm going in there and knocking something glass off just to make a stain on the floor.
Right.
Suck it,
I want to
dumbass.
pee on the floor.
Yeah, I just shit on the floor.
And then I guess the Save-A-Lot is going to be closing down here soon.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
I like the Save-A-Lots in Decatur.
Now, Save-A-Lot in Pekin used to be Korsmeyer's
Yeah, but see, last time I was there
or
was like
Mr. K's.
the last time I was there was nothing there except for chips and a little bit of meat and peanut butter and jelly and basically nothing. So
Now, I'll give you another good one now. You know that Springfield has one that I used to use in Danville all the time.
Speaking of that,
that's funny.
I remember that.
Just make sure that it's in the candy aisle to make it more believable.
Yeah, definitely do that, Steve.
Yeah.
come on.
Don't dump it on a mattress.
Put it up. Yeah, put it on the carpet in the candy aisle.
Yeah, shit on the floor in the candy aisle. Say it's a milk dud spill.
I could
Or
do
Tootsie
it.
Roll. I mean, you could go that direction too if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
No, Springfield has one I used to use in Danville all the time, and that's Ruler Foods.
Oh yeah.
There's still a
There-
Ruler Foods in Springfield, I believe.
Yeah, it's up on Sangamon Avenue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sangamon
Yeah, cheap
County
soda.
Jail.
Hey, I've spent enough time in that country club. Thank you.
I spent 6 hours there.
It's a
More than
special
enough
kind
for
of
me.
milk dud. They have corn in them.
Corn
Adam's,
Kernel Center.
Adam's starting to sound like Dominic Mysterio.
You know what the good thing is if Steve does do that at
I'm
the
kidding.
store, if Steve does do that at the store, he said it's a milk dud spill, they're not going to try to make him lick it.
No.
Yeah. They're going to be escorting him out of there on his scooter.
Well, then he'll just go down to Harbor Freight and acquire a new air compressor for $2.
I wished. Wish I was
Oh.
that good. If I had a garage, I'd still be doing it, but I have a garage. Store stuff.
Well, I'm going to bring this up. I want you guys' opinion on this first before I pull the trigger on. Oh, no, this is a personal thing.
Oh,
I'll talk
no.
about it a little bit. So my daughter and her worthless douchebag husband
Oh, shit.
are literally looking for a place to live.
Oh, shit.
They don't have anything, right?
Right.
I got a twisted idea. Talking to my ex today, I said, well, I would buy the materials, but it's got to be done my way. And they don't get the carport. My Camaro gets the carport. And they don't get the side drive next to the carport. That's where my Suburban goes until they come here. But if they would rebuild the house to what I want, I'd give them a year free for rent.
But can the no good husband do it?
That's a good question. I think he might need Steven 420 supervising.
I'll supervise your daughter while Steve supervises the guy working. I can do it on the floor in your bedroom.
Well, it's not going to be my bedroom anymore. That'll be the living room.
Okay, well, I'll do it in the new living room.
Someone's got to christen it.
Oh, God.
Right. I mean, TJ did say that he would rather have his daughter with me than the crazy husband.
He said me too. You don't hear me say every week, I wish I was with TJ's daughter.
No.
He said I'd rather my daughter be with Fat 420 or Steve than the idiot she's with.
Yeah,
but
but is that
why
worse
not
or
both? Why not both?
Yeah.
I would rather she had a threesome with Steve at 420 than be with the fucking asshole she's with.
I'll supervise the dude. I'm good at supervising house rebuilds.
Well, yeah, they got to do a roof. They've got to reframe the house.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Are you buying the material or do they?
Yeah, I am buying the materials.
Okay. Are you going to replace the material when it gets fucked up? Should it cut right or?
Well, they better learn how to measure twice and cut once.
I don't foresee that happening.
I don't either.
Well, they both were in Decatur for a while, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they probably got pretty dumbed down from living there, so.
Do either of them have a job?
He is working at Discount Tire right now as a tire tech.
Okay, so he has some mechanical ability.
Right.
It's stupid.
It doesn't take a brain science. I will admit, it doesn't take a fucking scientist to fucking bust tires, but I did it for a lot of years.
He knows how to play with nuts. Okay, that's what he's got.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to pound some nails and build a frame either.
Uh-huh.
You just got to measure it right, frame it in, and do it right.
Well, I thought I had some kind of mechanical ability, especially when I could do anything to a fucking car.
Ty. It's an insight
for that one.
That one when he says
I have one of those.
Yeah, his brother is the tire guy, and we always joke, saying if something ever gets fucked up on the car, blame the tire guy.
Oh.
Yeah, makes sense.
Don't blame the social media guy. Don't blame the crew chief.
Blame the tire guy.
Blame the tire guy.
Yeah, but I was always the crew chief and the tire guy, and the fucking everything else guy. I was who fucking forgot to put the fucking screw back in the fucking float blow. Now the fucking car's on fire. Oops.
So
that was the tire guy.
So if the tire flew off in the middle of the race because you forgot the tire lug nuts, it'd be your fault.
I know.
Here's a crazy thing. I actually know 2 or 3 drivers that even though they do have a tire guy, right before the race, they'll still take the Ugga Dugga and go to every single one and Ugga Dugga it just to make sure it's all tighted.
Uh-huh.
I would too.
Because there's nothing like leading the
That's
race.
a very technical tool, Adam, the Ugga Dugga.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, he's like, I'd rather make sure it's tight than leading the race, and all of a sudden my front passenger side decides to fly off, and I dig into the ground and then do a flippity flip, and
I've never had a wheel fall off a car that I've ever. Now I might have had a driver tear a wheel off a car, upper and lower A-frame, and everything else, but rip it right out of the fucking frame the first night out. Oh, Bob Bennett fucking run that fucking late model in and fucking turn forward and make it, bam, right up on the fucking wall.
Ouch.
Yeah, rip the whole fucking.
When was
Now,
that?
the Ugga Dugga is a very technical tool, and so is AccuPucky.
But they'll always fix your canuter valve.
Yep, that AccuPucky will fix that canuter valve right now.
Well, see, there you go. Ty says he watches his uncle do it. His uncle makes sure
It
it's
just,
tight.
yeah, you just fucking have it, man. It just really does.
Which uncle?
But I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's like, I'm going to give him a chance. But one, she's going to have to pick up the phone and talk to me about it first.
Right.
Yeah.
Two,
I would offer
you're
him
going to have
like
to meet me there and see what I want and then do what I want.
I would do it on like a month-to-month basis.
Well, it's going to be when I'm there. They have to meet me on the property and see what I want done while I'm there.
No, but I mean like checking in on them to make sure that work is progressing to the degree that you want it.
420 can back this up. 2 doors down, my cousin, who is a licensed, certified general contractor.
Okay.
Over in Buzzville, friend of mine that's a former Marine that likes to throw locks at people in gymnasiums. Who is also a jack of all trades. And they will be supervising this rebuild.
Huh?
So it has to be done right. And best $50 I ever spent was that fucking lock. Best $50 I ever spent.
I don't know, dude. Yeah.
What?
I'm worried that. I mean, if the dude's such a fucking idiot, that they're not going to be together for another year. So will she wise
She
up?
would have a place to live, wouldn't she?
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. See,
He can get the fuck out.
She could throw him out. Yeah. She'd have a place to live.
And I would let her stay there with my grandson.
Right. Yeah.
Because when it's done, it's going to be a 2-bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't have him sign anything between you and your daughter.
I'll go write up eviction. I don't give a fuck. And I'll drive up and represent it in court myself and go, he hadn't paid a fucking dime. He's been in there all this time. I want him out now. It's Mason County. They're going to go, okay. Thank you for the $2,000. We're going to go kick his ass out now and put him in a septic tank.
Well, that is what you do with a piece of shit.
Well, being in Goofy Ridge, you can always ask your crazy neighbor down the road.
Yeah, I can.
And have him dispose of him without no one knowing.
Hell, I could probably get him cooked up for dinner at the Hialeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then she'd have nowhere to go except for my house because I'm the closest.
Oh, she'd stay there. With that being said.
Anyway.
Change it up. God, we're going to have a really fucked up week this week, boys and girls.
Yes, Steve, you girl.
Saturday, Smoker Mania. No show Sunday. Come back Wednesday. I guess we're adjusting everything one day, and then going into the next week, we'll go back to Sunday, Thursday.
What time on Wednesday?
Wednesday, we'll do 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Like we do for this show.
Okay.
Basically, give other people a chance to.
So, Adam, final thoughts tonight.
Final thoughts. Obviously, I know nothing about racing. I'm glad I could show that off to everybody. And that compared to these guys, I also know next to nothing in wrestling. Although I have some opinions, they don't really mean much.
Huh?
But I don't know. I always have fun on the show, and we always learn something, especially about certain building materials. So just remember that. Steve's the guy to ask.
Especially when you want to learn about your cock.
Yep. If you want to talk about cock, Steve's your man.
Steve's your guy.
Yep.
420. Your final thoughts.
Well, speaking of cock, what's Steve gonna do when he creams himself when he loses and gets it stuck to the side of his thigh? On Saturday night. Because he's gonna be so stoned, he's gonna be. Oh. That's what he's gonna do Saturday night.
Yeah, I know, Steve. Hang on.
See, he's even proving it right now.
I say, don't fall asleep on the show.
And don't
Oh,
forget,
we don't allow sleeping on this show.
And don't forget, everybody, TJ does have a smartwatch now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little dead right now.
Well, I mean, it is a fossil.
And he has a push button on his 4x4.
Oh, Steve, your final thoughts tonight.
Anyway.
At 420, it's all around. I don't even know why you decided to take on this task. You know, and yeah, I hope that you're a formidable opponent, but I'm a little bit worried that you're gonna pussy out really quick. You know, I can't breathe. I can't. But other than that, I'll be back tomorrow morning on the Morning Disaster. It's a subscriber show. You want to go to morningdisaster.net.
Now, 420, you have
So basically,
show, right?
A radio show, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you please promote it real quick?
It's on iVlog, IVLOG.tv, and it's a station called Third Eye Vision.
Oh.
And I do a show Tuesday, early afternoon to early night. Then I do a Sunday show right after this one, so that's why you always see me dipping like 5-10 minutes till 6 o'clock, because I go over there and I do a show. I play records, I play different styles of music. So the only thing I will not play, I'll guarantee you, is I won't play Nickelback. So other than that, I'll pretty much play a little bit. Yeah, I'll play a little bit of everything. So, I'll do it for 2-3 hours. Just take a record, set it down, just let it play, and we'll talk, chat, whatever, because there's cameras down there and chat in the chat room. And so, yeah.
I want to be a rock star.
Play records. See, like right here, Ronnie Millsap, Blues Brothers, Three Dog Night, The Judds, Iron Maiden, Metallica.
So you're doing classic vinyl.
Yeah. In fact, my oldest one is Alice Cooper's first album.
There you go.
And I got it for like cheap, and it plays like it was just pressed. So
that does it for us tonight, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us for 2.5 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've had a long show tonight. We will be back Sunday night, 8 p.m. for Smoker Mania, where the Stain takes on the Drain for the Tokerweight Championship of the world. And we will see you Wednesday night next week rather than Thursday, because Thursday I'm slammed for my birthday. Thank you again, everybody, for being a part of the show. Thank you for the comments. Take care, and we will see you for Smoker Mania. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I grabbed my wrong mouse.